Happy New Year, by the way.
Happy New Year to you as well. Did you do anything for New Year's?
Well, I had dinner with my family, but that was special, so yeah, I could say yes.
Nice. Back to work on Monday?
Yes, but I work by myself, or I'm a freelance, so yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, I'm glad to have you here today. Our topic is self-representation. So whenever you go to court, you represent yourself. You don't have a lawyer. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today's class.
Okay, nice. Yeah, new vocabulary is always helpful.
Yeah, it's always good to introduce no vocabulary. So awesome. So I want to talk about what debate is not. So you see three things on the screen here. Does this make sense? Do you agree?
Hello, teacher.
Hi, Anna.
Yes.
You agree. Okay, good. Anna,
Yeah.
take a look at the three statements we have on the screen. Which one do you agree with most?
Debate is designed to persuade a third party.
Yeah, this is the most important point here. Debate is not about convincing each other. And in this class, I'm going to be the audience. You got to convince me that you have the correct viewpoint. And the key, if you've prepared, this will benefit you more. But if you haven't prepared, what you need to think of every time you speak, you need to think in point form. Whether you have a minute, 30 seconds, or whatever your time is, be specific, be clear. Try to get as many points in as you can, because debate is not about convincing your opponent. Rexia, what is
Yes.
the purpose of a debate?
What is your purpose? You want to convince somebody something.
Yeah. Okay. Wellington, what's the purpose of a debate?
Is to bring different ideas, and in a way, like Ruksha said, convincing the other people. But I think, yeah, bringing the ideas is the main point.
Very good.
Different ideas.
Yeah, and there's a couple of things when we're debating here. Is you can be very aggressive. You can try to make your opponent look stupid or uninformed, or you can try to appeal. You want to seem smart, but not a bully. Hisham.
Yes.
What do we want to do in a debate? What are important components of the debate?
For me, based on like you said just now, we have to convince the third party, and we have a point.
Okay. Well, we do two things. We speak, and when we're not speaking, we're listening. It's very important to listen, because how else can you argue or refute your opponent? You need to listen, because then you can write down points to confront them with, and you can appeal as well, right? Now, we're not going to talk about presidential debates, because they're not debates, right? It's not a debate. Rexia, can you explain this slide?
So if you want to do an argument, you want to first talk about the issue, and then you bring out the evidence, and then you see what's the impact of the issue on the population. So make it more meaningful.
Excellent.
So in each side, yeah, whether you are pro or against, you do this from these 3 levels, 3 points.
Very good. Windows computers are slow. I just bought a new Windows computer. It has 4 gigs of memory. It takes 10 minutes to load. It takes forever to do anything. Therefore, Windows is slow. Okay? There's some facts in there. That's interesting, but I could argue and say, well, yes, Windows was never designed to work with 4 gigs of memory. Windows with 16 gigs or 8 gigs of memory is fast. It's robust. In fact, I've installed 16 gigs in my computer. It is very fast. It boots up in 2 minutes. It is very efficient. It's very fast. It has good performance. Right? So use your evidence. Okay, it's very important. Now, Asma just joined us. Asma, I want to introduce a couple of terms here. We have the affirmative and the negative. These are the 2 sides. What does the affirmative mean?
Okay, I have to read.
Nope, you don't. So I'll answer the question then. So the affirmative supports the resolution. What is the resolution for this class, Asma?
That yes, it is risky to present yourself in court.
Excellent. So guys, the very title of this class includes the resolution. It's a fancy word for saying it's our purpose for debating. It's our debate topic. The affirmative is just a fancy word for saying you agree and support the resolution. The affirmative will always agree and support. The negative will never agree. It's not about agreeing. It's about showing 2 sides. Look at this simple little argument here. Blue is better than red. Negative will say, well, no, blue is not better than red. So then the affirmative will lead off and say, studies show that blue is a very peaceful color. Okay? Now, when you're debating, instead of saying studies, you might want to talk about which studies. Google while you're debating. It'll help you. Now, the negative, in response to that, says, well, that's probably true. Okay? So I agree that blue is a very peaceful color. Well, negative will agree with that point. Doesn't mean we're losing the argument. But then the affirmative will say being peaceful is good. Now the negative says that's not true, because if you're always peaceful, you won't do anything. Again, that's subjective. Affirmative goes on to say red is not peaceful. Negative will say, well, wait a minute. Not doing anything is not good. And therefore, blue is not better than red. And of course, the affirmative will say, well, of course, blue is better than red for all the reasons they've suggested. So who do you think has won this argument? I would go with the negative. But see, that's the whole point. You're there to try and persuade me. Okay? So I'm not going to go through any more of these screens, and we're going to kind of ignore that for a bit, because this is not a class on terminology. It's a conversation class, is really what it is. However, what I'm going to do is introduce you some vocabulary. Resolution, we talked about that. Affirmative and negative. Kind of keep it to that right now. I'm also going to show you a video that I used for my last class. Well, I'm not going to show it to you. I'm going to give you the link, and you can watch it during class if you have time. But what I want to do now is I want to start the debate. And we're going to do it very simply at first. I'm going to ask Wellington to be on the affirmative, and Anna to be on the negative. Okay, we're just going to do a brief little debate right now. Now I want you guys to provide opening statements. Okay? I'm going to give each of you 2 minutes.
About
After,
the last subject?
well, hold on. I'm going to give each of you 2 minutes, and then at the end, I'm going to ask who thought Wellington or Anna gave the better argument, okay? Then we'll do Asma and Hisham. Opening statements. We're just going to focus on opening statements this round, okay? So, the affirmative must always go first and will always support the resolution. So, Wellington, do you have any questions before we get started?
Yes. What is the subject? The last class? The last show?
Well, the class I taught before, I told you that subject matter will help prepare you for this class.
Okay.
Right? It's the same subject matter, but the resolution is in the title as we talked about. So the affirmative position is what?
Okay.
Is what?
I will support the...
What is it? What is the resolution?
What is the resolution? Sorry, I don't understand.
I'll ask the question again. What is the resolution?
What is the resolution? So, the decision, the final decision.
Okay. You know what? I want you to listen to the others. I'm gonna actually start off with Ruxia and Rebecca this time, because I think you're missing what we're trying to do here. So, Ruxia, what is the resolution for this debate?
Whether being a self-litigant is a good thing or not.
Nope, that's not the resolution. Rebecca, what's the resolution?
The resolution, it would be to convince you.
Nope, that's not
It's
the
not
resolution.
clear to me. It's not clear to me, sorry.
I don't think you guys are listening to me. I've gone over this. All right, let's see who has the answer. Hisham, what is the resolution?
Resolution is a statement that supported by the affirmative side.
Yeah, but what is the resolution?
The resolution is it is risky it is not risky to represent yourself in court.
Okay, that's very close. You're very close. Asma, what is the resolution?
The resolution is to take a side or to present an opinion, an affirmative or a negative opinion.
No,
No,
I'm not looking for
decide and
definition.
cannot decide.
What is the resolution for this class? Now, guys, we talked about this right at the beginning. I mentioned what the resolution is, so somebody's not listening here. Remember, listening is a very important part of a debate. So if you don't know what the resolution is, how can you provide an opening statement? Anna, what's the resolution?
An affirmative statement. Anyone.
No,
Can be about
no,
the
it's a
previous
specific statement.
Okay. The red is the best color.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Red is the best color.
No, I don't know what that means. Okay, so nobody knows what the resolution is.
Yeah, because it's not clear what
But
you
very,
said.
very clear.
I think, well, from my point of view, the resolution could be to find a solution.
No, we're not looking for a point of view. The resolution
Okay, with a point of view, it's just find a solution.
is specific. The resolution is
It's to
specific.
convince
It is
someone,
clear.
convince the third person.
It is clearly stated.
Representing yourself.
Convince the third person.
It's an example of listening that has failed, because I mentioned it right at the beginning. The title of this class has the resolution in it.
Representing yourself in court is not risky.
Exactly. All right, and I said that right at the beginning. The resolution is in the title, and I even said it. Representing yourself in court is not risky. Representing yourself without a lawyer is what we're talking about here. Ah, but Anna, we're in a debate. We have to be specific. We have to be clear. I was tough on you guys, but that's what a debate is. And you can be tough on each other. So what happened here? Well, failure to know what you're arguing can cause you to lose the debate or points. Now, I'm going to simplify very simply. This is all we're going to talk about here. Representing yourself in court is not risky. That's the affirmative position. If you're on the affirmative, you will always support that. You've got to remember that. Why am I arguing? Well, I am arguing to support the resolution. If I'm on the negative, I'm doing the opposite. That's a load of garbage. It's rubbish. Okay? So remember, debate is confrontational by nature. Listen to you guys and me. We were very confrontational. No, it's not this. Yes, it's that. No, it's not. Okay? So I hope I've gotten everybody excited now. I'm going to go back to Wellington and Anna. So Wellington, you're going to support the affirmative. Anna, you're on the negative. Now, I'm giving you 2 minutes for an opening statement. What should an opening statement be? It should be an introduction to the resolution, Wellington.
Yeah.
What it means. And if you can, hit us with some very good points to illustrate, to support your resolution. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, go ahead. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to type 1 every time I hear a point that I think you scored a point, okay? So, 2 minutes, starting now. Go ahead, please.
Okay, it's good. Self-representation is good because you know what you want. Only you struggle about your goal, and you can save thousands of dollars. Maybe the education can last for many months, many years, and if you don't have money, if one way for you continue to fight is the self-representation. Also, you can control your own fate because using attorney, sometimes he or she can deal in a way that is not good for you. Also, like I said, you can monitoring your case day by day. Of course, you have to work, you have to understand the vocabulary, the bureaucracy, but you can you be you know what it's happened all the time.
Well, Wellington, I see your point, but I beg to differ because I
Right,
think
Before,
Okay.
awesome start, Anna, by the way, but time wasn't up. But let me, before you have a chance, and I got to say, Anna, I love your start, but I want to talk. So Wellington had the tough job of going first. All right, so let me explain a couple of things. Thank you, Wellington, for going first. You scored 4 points, but I also gave you a negative point, too, because remember, the affirmative is representing yourself in court is not risky. I never heard once did you talk about risk.
Okay.
Okay, you did mention understand, and I think what you were getting at is training, right? So risk is something where there's a probability of something happening. right? And in this case, I think we're talking about a probability of something negative happening. So why is it not risky? Well, if you do all the education and training, you reduce your risk. After all, a lawyer is trained, right? Before they become a lawyer, they're not trained. I don't want to say too much because others will follow you. But that's something to remember to tie it to the resolution. But you brought up some very good points, Wellington. Good job. Now, I think Anna's ready. And everybody who's listening, I want to ask you at the end who you think won. Okay, Anna, go ahead, please.
Okay, Wellington. I understand your point, but I beg to differ. Self-representing you in court is very risky. You don't understand the legal jargon, the legislation, and you are often seen as soft targets, and you know it can ruin yourself. You might think that it's quite simple, but you'd probably be wrong. Self-representation is not a case of standing up for yourself in an argument. It's about knowing how the law and the system of the law work, you know, and and cutting through the minefields. And of course, uh, ignorance and intoxication is no defense. And judges cannot go beyond the law, regardless of how that makes you feel. Some details um, you must lose, and then you you wouldn't know how to defeat yourself. You need a lawyer. They study for several years, and there is a reason for that. Common people don't have enough knowledge, and they don't know how to deal with those things and the bureaucracy, the red papers that you have to go through, and your emotions can harm you.
All right, thank you very much. I gave Anna. Now I'm going to ask Anna a question. Anna, did you prepare for this class?
Of course, teacher, I don't want to let you down.
Well, you know what? It's yourself you're doing justice to, because it was clear to me that you had prepared for this. Look at all the points she scored, guys. I mean, boom, right away she talks about risk. Point, talking about legislation, talking about stress. Later on, she goes to tie them together. It's about the minefield. She talked about knowing the system, right? Not just the laws, but how the system works. It's very important. Okay? So Anna did some work ahead of time. She scored probably a lot more points than you would score if you hadn't prepared. So in my view, I would say that Anna won this one. Now, what is very important here is we're here to learn. We're here to have fun with this. I don't want to take it too seriously. Yes, it sounded that way at first, but I wanted to give you guys a feel for what it's like to be in a debate. And Wellington, you did a great job, especially putting you on the spot at first. So, everybody, what do you think? Who do you think won? Go ahead, type it up. So I hear a couple of votes for Anna here. Yeah. I think that's pretty fair. And as I put down ones, I'm going to try to put a note beside it so when we come to talking about it, you can understand why you got a point. Now, I'm not a member of any sort of debate society here. And this is within the context of ESL, English as a second language, learning, vocabulary, practicing conversation by using ideas and facts, processing them to come up with concise points. This is a very tough class, but it can be a lot of fun too. All right, next up, we're going to do the same opening statements with Asma and Hisham. Asma, you're going to support the affirmative. Hisham, you're going to support the negative. Again, I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes of talk time. Now, you guys have the benefit of hearing Anna and Wellington. So you guys should do a little better. So
I didn't understand, teacher. I am the affirmative or the...
Yep, you're the affirmative, so you will go first.
Okay. Hello, Haitham. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Okay, I think that when we talk about representing yourself in car is risky. Why is it risky? Why is it risky? Because you might lose the case. So why you can lose this case? Because you don't have the knowledge, you don't have the you don't know the rules, you don't know the procedure. It is very, very difficult to prove your case. What do you think?
Okay, you have 2 minutes by yourself.
Okay. So representing yourself is always risky, in my opinion, because you don't know. As I said, maybe it's your first time to get to trial, so you don't know the technical requirement to prove your case. Also, it's maybe your case. It's very complicated. So, and the opposite side, when you afraid of the opposite side, if he will win your case, then you will be disappointed a little bit and not optimistic, so it can affect your performance. And also because you don't have a lawyer, so you don't have the time to check with him up everything or to follow up what will happen. This is also another reason. And also maybe your schedule, you cannot be available during the day of your judgment.
Okay, so Asma, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You lost 8 points.
I lost?
Yes, you did. Why do you think you lost 8 points?
I lost because I am the affirmative, so I have to say that it's risky.
Okay, you lost 9 points. Hey guys, this is awesome, because this is what happens when, remember I said one thing we have to do in this class, right?
Listen, okay.
Pay attention. So, just hold on a minute, Asma. Guys, what is the affirmative position?
It is not risky.
Not risky.
Really? Okay.
Now, Asma, because I'm a nice teacher, I will always include the resolution in the title.
Okay.
Okay? So if you look at the title of the class, it says it right there.
Okay.
Okay?
Simon, I think we just switch our position. Is that fine?
Nope, you're going to stay on your position.
Oh.
Okay? And that's fine. Like, have fun with it. You can even tease Asma a little bit, because even though she got a lot of points wrong because she was arguing the other side, you could say she got a lot of valid points because they were valid but for the wrong side. So Asma, still well done, but you missed a very simple word, not. That's all.
Okay.
No, and I'm not being mean. It's just this happens in debate. People will misinterpret something that is said, or they won't hear something. And can you imagine being in front of 100 people or on TV and missing a word? It happens. It happens. So what I usually do if I'm in a debate, I will write down points as the other person is speaking. And if I disagree with them, like if I'm on the negative, I'm listening to everything the affirmative is saying, and I'm writing the points. So when I do my opening statement, not only do I clearly state why I don't support the affirmative, I will also refute some of the opening statements that the affirmative said. Okay? So, Hisham, it's your turn, sir.
Hi, Asma. Thank you so much for all the points that you gave. I entirely agree with you. So I just want to add some more points to support my side. Just like you said just now, because of lack of knowledge, um, uh, we tend to, because of pattern itself, lack of knowledge, we are exposing ourselves to lots of risks. Just like you said just now, we do not have, we do not know any procedure, and the process is complicated. And I want to add more. This is like the judges. When the judges do not, when you do not understand the procedure, and you will take a lot of time from the judges, and that would be very, very you know, the judge also a human, and they have the sense of, they have what a human feels. So if you lack his time, so it's kind of mess up your position as well. And one more, if you miss any procedure, you would face a very big consequences that you might not know. Yeah, you take all my points. I have nothing to talk about.
Well done. You didn't get as many points as Asma did, but what I would like to comment here is you were very concise. In a way, with that first point, lack of knowledge, lots of risk, I wanted to give you more than 1 point for that because that was a very, very strong point. Okay? It is a complicated process. Yes, it does take more time, and that will frustrate judges. In the news piece that I showed you, it was only a short segment. The whole segment, judges have been actually told people to shut up and sit down. They're getting frustrated because people don't know the processes. And that can go badly for you. And of course, there are serious consequences for not being aware fully of the law or the process that can work against you. Okay? So well done, guys. Well done. Now, Asma, again, you scored more points. The only problem is you argued the wrong side.
No problem. Next round.
No, but look, you guys are teaching each other. You're learning from each other. You guys learned from Wellington, from Anna, from Asma, from Hisham. So now Rebecca and Ruxia, you guys are going to do even better. So, but I'm sure Rebecca was thinking she's going to be on the affirmative. I'm going to actually make Rebecca on the negative and Ruxia the affirmative. So Ruxia, you're going to have 2 minutes to support the affirmative. Are you ready?
Okay, so I think it is not risky to self-represent in the court. So there are several reasons I say this. The first, I think, as everyone, most people can actually study a little bit, do their homework, search on the internet, and gather all the information they needed to represent themselves in court. And besides, they can also get some help from some legal consults. There's always resources out there in the community, such as to help people with the legal aspect. A second reason I believe that it's not risky to self-represent in court is because it's actually it's better. Sometimes it's better for you to represent yourself rather than a lawyer, because it avoids the miscommunication that could happen between you and the lawyer. That could make things smoothie, and it's even less risky than having a lawyer to represent you. And third reason, I believe it's not risky to represent yourself is, I think, you would because you don't have to because you have to you know your case best, and you will find all the evidence that you can have. Okay, and I think it's in some sense it will work even better than with a lawyer, because you know your situation best.
Okay, well done. And by the way, guys, whenever the ringer goes off, I stop taking points at that point, just to be fair. Okay, so let's take a brief look. I'm not going to analyze Ruxia's position too much yet because I don't want to give Rebecca any points here. But right off the bat, I would say Ruxia did a great job of stating her position right away. Very good. Okay. And then we've got some points here. I don't want to say too much more because I want to give Rebecca a chance, and I don't want to help Rebecca. So Rebecca, it's your turn. Oh, one more thing. Sorry, Rebecca, before you start. I don't want you guys to focus on any spelling right now, because when I'm typing quickly. There's some errors, and I'm just trying to get the thoughts out. So don't worry about grammar. This is just point form right now. Okay, so if you're a little curious about some of the spelling of the words, ask me, but don't go away thinking everything I type here is spelled perfectly. All right, Rebecca, you have 2 minutes for the negative.
Well, okay, Gasha, I got your view, and in some parts I could agree with you when you are saying represent yourself is not risky, because the image you can give in the court of yourself would be very impressive to the judge. But I have to say that wouldn't be enough, to win the case. You need a professional to drive the trial in order to get a successful end. It's the only way nowadays, if you want to win the case, being support with a lawyer. A lawyer is a professional who knows exactly what to say, what to do in court. And you have to be clear that a court is like a jungle, So it wins. No, it wins who is more, who is stronger. You would need the help of a lawyer in order to be stronger than your opponent, So I think, even you think you are good enough to do it alone, it's much, much better to be helped by a professional. Oof.
Thank you.
Wow.
All right, so as I summarize, I would like you guys to tell me who you think won. So first of all, I will say that the affirmative came out very, very strong. Well done. Several key points and talked about them. Now, the one there, avoids miscommunication, I said that one was a little weak because anytime you introduce another party, yes, it can increase miscommunication. But then again, as Rebecca argued, the lawyer knows exactly what to say and do in court. Even if you've studied your case well, you may not. There's a greater risk to miscommunication if you represent yourself, especially the first time. I love the way Rebecca started off. I agree with my opponent on some points, such as, and she listed a few, but, and she went on to say, but it may not be enough to win because, and she went into some points. Very effective. I love that. That was really awesome. Yes, you're going to agree with some of what your opponent says, and so's the audience. Don't make out that the audience is stupid. Say, you know what, that's a very good opponent, or a very good point, and my opponent is right. It is risky to represent yourself. However, many people who have, this is the example, I'll give you guys an example. Let me do do one of the positions. Okay, I'll do the affirmative. That is not risky. I agree that representing yourself in court is risky. But what decision isn't without risk? I'm not here to say that there is no risk at all. What I'm here to argue, though, is that when you look at the pros and cons, it is far less risky to support yourself in court or represent yourself in court than to hire a lawyer. Hiring a lawyer can cost easily $100,000, and there's no guarantee you'll win. The law is the law. If you've done something against the law, you're not going to win. You might reduce your damages. Maybe he will find something you did wrong. Also, you can research. You can look into your case. You can look into the law. And how do we reduce the risk? Well, we still hire a lawyer, but we hire a lawyer as a subject matter expert. So instead of paying $100,000, we might get away with $5,000 or even $10,000 at most. We bring the lawyer in to do the heavy stuff, the very difficult stuff. Review our position with the lawyer. So it is not risky. Many people have represented themselves and won. Not only have they won in the judgment, but they've won by saving themselves lots of money and time. Okay? So you can play with the words a little bit. I said, yes, it is risky, but then again, so is everything. Getting up in the morning is risky. But what we're really talking about here, and I defined what risk was. That's a little bit, you know, could be a little dangerous, but I'm trying to reach to the audience and say, look, we all know, let's be honest here about risk. Everything's risky. What we're talking about here is about winning, cost, time, and stress. Okay, so the next round, we've only got 18 minutes left, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right to the closing statements. And I'm going to try to switch which side you guys are on. So you've heard everybody's opening statements. It's kind of like one big debate that we've already had. So Anna, I'm going to have you provide the closing statements for the affirmative. And Wellington, you're going to provide the closing statements for the negative. Wellington, I'm going to have you go first. Keep in mind, there's a lot of points there that I've been typing. It shouldn't be too hard to pull some of the points. Again, the affirmative position, or the resolution is, representing yourself in court is not risky. Okay, so Wellington, you get to provide the closing statement for the negative. You have 2 minutes starting now.
Okay, so if you represent yourself, you have to be a lot of time because the suit can last for many years. You have to understand the vocabulary, you have to understand the bureaucracy, you have to pay a lot of bills and in different places. Sometimes if you lost the deadline, you can lost the suit because few details, small details. And many people lost the suit, the litigation, because technicalities, and this way you lost time, money, and this for maybe for a life. So some people think that break the monopoly of the attorney is a good way to um, spread the laws. But the attorney they know this system. They know the system. They studied to do this, and if you don't know the attorney, you can ask for advice for everybody. So hire a attorney.
See, guys, Wellington was certainly the first, but because he got a chance to hear everybody else, look at how well he was able to close out. How many points he got? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 key points he was able to bring up. I think that was very good. Now, Wellington, you're still up against Anna. Anna has done some homework, and it's going to be tough. Well, let's hear what Anna has to say in her closing statement for the affirmative. Anna, go ahead, please.
Okay. Well, in my opinion, certain legal matters may be simple enough to handle on your own. In small claims courts, for instance, the amounts being disputed are frequently fairly small, while hiring an attorney can cost you hundreds of dollars per hour. If you have been sued for a small amount, it may not make sense to pay a lawyer. Your costs are going to outweigh any potential benefit. Regarding to the vocabulary, you can learn it easily by Googling, by searching online. And the bureaucracy, the same. You have a lot of resources available. There is Google. There are some communities that might support you. You know, you can hire a personal coach or a counselor for a lower price. And well, the books are available everywhere, even online for free. And you know exactly what you want to. Sometimes lawyers can mislead you to earn more money. They earn a percentage that you earn, sorry. And well, if you stick to your guns and you do your homework, you are likely to succeed. So it's better.
All right, very good. It's kind of hard to say who won here. Excuse me. Let's take a look here. Let me just count the points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So one more point than Wellington, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Anna won. It just means I was able to identify 8 salient points. One thing I thought was brilliant here is small claims court. We know it's not a large amount. Hiring a lawyer, well, negates any benefits from going to small claims court in many cases. So that was a very good point. Everybody understands that. It's easy for the audience to understand that as well. Very well done there. Yeah, good job. So I don't know, guys, who won, Anna or Wellington? Go ahead, type your vote in the group chat. I'm just curious to see what you guys thought. Who won? I personally think it is a tie. You both did very well. Yeah. Asma, Hisham, Rebecca, Rexia, give me your vote. Come on. Feedback.
Tie.
Shows you're listening.
I vote for tie.
Yeah. So 1 vote for Anna. Yeah. So you guys did really well. Sorry, I just got to blow my nose here.
Both of you did really good job.
Sorry about that. Yeah, well, it was, and it's always easier for the last person to go because you just heard the other person. You heard the other person speak. And that's what Anna did. She was listening. She was analyzing. And then she presented. So she's doing everything that we talked about. Very well done. All right, next, Asma and Hisham. Asma, you're going to provide a closing statement for the negative. Hisham, for the affirmative. Now, I'm changing your position this time, so remember, you're on the negative, right? This is the resolution.
So I will keep my
You don't
side.
agree with that. All right, go ahead, please.
Who start first?
Asma.
Okay, I started before. Okay, so no problem if you want to start.
Okay, Asma, it's your turn to start. You've already lost 15 seconds.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
Okay, representing yourself in court is risky. I believe that it's really risky because because a lot of argument or evidence. It is risky because you don't have the ability, you are not a lawyer, so you don't have the knowledge to perform. Also, sometimes you feel that you will get angry easily when you are under stress. And if you not follow the right procedure or the required procedure, the required court procedure, then you might lose the case, and the other side will win the case against you. Also, when you have a lack of knowledge, so you are not able to express your thoughts, or you to how can I say, it means to define your position. So I think, yeah, we have a lot of reason for what it is risky to represent yourself in court.
All right, thank you very much. Well, congratulations, you stayed on the right side. Very good. It is risky. You're not a lawyer. There's a visibility. You can be easily angered or stressed, and I think a lot of what your argument was is focused on the lack of understanding of the situation from a legal aspect, right? And it's a very important point, very salient. Okay, Hisham, it is your turn. You have 2 minutes.
Thank you so much, Asma. So I totally understand each and every point that you give just now, and I have a rebuttal here. Okay, firstly, you said that the lawyer will perform, and they have lots of knowledge. So basically, if we are dealing with a very small claim like a traffic ticket, which costs you maybe like just $100, so it is insane to hire a lawyer, just because lawyer might take you like $300 per hour, which it's supposed to be more than that. Secondly, you said just now if I defend myself, I could get angry. Well, there is a things that we call anger management. So I believe that we can manage our anger before we enter court itself. Thirdly, you said just now that we have a knowledge to defend ourselves. Yes, it might. I believe and I strongly agree with you. But we just need maybe a very little time. We can Google them. We can maybe yes, there is a lot of internet resources that you can use just to have that kind of very small knowledge. And okay, I want to add points. When you are, it is not risky because it's actually there is more benefit, because like you have an ability to speak directly with the judges, and not being a silent third party. And it is really good because you have a human connection between you and judge, and you also can question the witness directly, because you are in that kind of situation that maybe lawyer do not have that full proof, or I would say, yeah, maybe he's not, because he's not in that situation event.
Thank you. All right. You got a lot of points, although I think a lot of those points could very easily be washed away. And the audience is listening. Okay, so as an audience member, I'm thinking, well, the ability to question witnesses directly or speak directly to the judge, I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing. I don't. I hear it. It's a point, yes, but does it mean you win? That's a good. I don't know. Anyhow, I want to ask everybody from the class, and Hisham and Asma, I want you to tell me whether you think you won. Guys, cast your votes, type it in group chat, and then we'll go on to the last pair. Split vote right now. Come on, everybody participate. Type in group chat. It's fair if you don't know. It can be a tie. That's why we have hung juries. Okay. So it looks like more people thought that you won, Hisham, which means you did win. Remember, it's the audience, how the audience sees it. And that's the key here. I saw you got more points, but I didn't necessarily believe that they were going to help you win. Oh, no, it looks like it's a tie. Oh, no, no, Anna, you can only vote once. Sorry. I love it, voting twice. It's awesome. All right, now Rebecca and Ruxia. Rebecca, you're going to argue the affirmative. Ruxia, you're going to argue the negative. So Ruxia, you're going to go first. Right, Ruxia? You have 2 minutes, starting now.
Okay, so I believe it is very risky to represent yourself in the court. So, first of all, most people do not have the knowledge that are necessary to defend themselves in the court. Although they can look up some information on the internet, it is usually not sufficient, because as we all know, lawyers need a long training. So they also know it's not only about the knowledge, it's all about the experience, how they can tackle a weak point, and all these are not just you can get it just from searching on the internet or just having some knowledge. Second, I think it's risky because a lot of times when you represent yourself, you will get emotional, and that will harm you a lot of in a lot of circumstances, because we all know that emotion sometimes is in conflict with reasoning, which is very important in all these cases in defending oneself. Third, I think it's risky because you might run the risk of misrepresent yourself, because you don't know what is needed there, and you say something that's foolish, and that could be very dangerous. It could just cost you the whole case. It's very easy for a layman person to make a small mistake that will end up just destroy the whole case. I think it's also very risky because you just okay.
Now, I'm going to run a few minutes late because I want to give you guys one piece of valuable information you can use in the next debate class. But before I do, I need to give Rebecca her closing opportunity. Go ahead, Rebecca.
Hi. Okay. Now?
You've already used up 10 seconds.
I'm ready, yes.
Rebecca, you've used
Yes,
all.
I was waiting you to say me. Let's go. Okay, okay. I know that for most people, the idea of representing yourself is very risky. But we have to have something clear. In this world, no all are the same, you know. So it depends on the person. Talking about myself, I'm very sure I could represent myself because I believe in one thing: telling the truth is always the best way to win in a case. So when I would be there and I would have to defend myself, telling the truth would be my best weapon in order to win the case. Nobody better than me knows the truth. So I think I would be the only person who could defend myself in the best way, even without the help
Sorry,
of a lawyer.
time is up. Okay, good. Some very good points there. Both of you scored some points. And again, that whole point of, yes, there is risk, but there's risk in everything, right? One thing about telling the truth. In the legal system, no, it's not always about telling the truth. Don't lie, but it's how the truth is presented. And that's a big part about having a good lawyer. I mean, lawyers understand the system. They really do. They'll tell you how to present the truth. They'll tell you how to answer. Give yes or no answers. Don't give any more information than you're asked for. Because depending on the words you use, as somebody has said, use the wrong word, even though it's the truth, even though you're right, and somebody takes a different meaning from it. Okay, so I said I'm going to run over, and here's what I'm going to talk about. It's called refuting. Okay, so I'm going to use Anna as an example. Anna, you work in the medical profession, yes or no?
I work in the health field, but I'm not
Health
a
field.
doctor. I'm
What
not.
is your title?
I am a dentist.
Okay, you're a dentist. So you've gone through years of training, right?
I've got 5 years of training.
Thank you. Would you say your job is a difficult job?
Yes, it's a very difficult job because
Thank you. I'm just
we.
looking for a yes or no answer. Thank you. And this is the thing when you do yes or no is the person only gives a yes or no. And we can try this in another class. It's better if we do it in classes that are smaller, though. So I get my yes or no, and then I go on. You can do this in your closing statements or in your debating. All right. So my next question is: so Anna is a dentist. She's gone through 5 years of training. She says her job is difficult. So Anna, you said your job is difficult. Do you have trouble doing your job? Yes.
No, I don't. I don't have problems, but I have to pay close attention
Okay.
because
Thank you.
I'm not allowed to make any mistake.
Okay. So Anna pays close attention. So Anna, before she received her 5 years of training, didn't practice dentistry. She didn't know about it. She got that training. So what's to stop me from going to Google, from reading dental books, from watching videos on YouTube, training materials? Why can't I learn how to practice dentistry? Now, Anna, if I did a lot of work, I studied really hard for a year, and I just studied just basically dental cleaning and that kind of stuff, would you let me clean your teeth?
No, because
Why
you
not?
would have to develop practical skills. It's not like a lawyer. A lawyer just have to have knowledge,
Sorry,
but
Anna, let me
to
stop you
work.
there. You're saying that in your profession, it's not just a matter of studying. So why wouldn't that be the same for a lawyer? A lawyer has to go through years and years of school, years of training, apprenticeship. A lawyer has to deal with thousands upon thousands of legislative bits of code and law, has to read very complex documents that are very much like legal or medical documents, can be difficult. So there's an example of where you can use your opponent to score points. So we might try this in another class, and what we will do when we do this is, if you want to ask your opponent a question, you want to ask them yes or no questions. And you can only provide a yes or no answer. Now, Anna's good because she wants to provide more information. And the reason I was cutting her off, and it's the same in court, if you are asking for a yes or no answer, that's all you're supposed to give. And the other person can then cut you off because they're using up their time. So use them, ask them questions to score points. That's also a very effective technique. Guys, I'm sorry I ran over, but I did want to give you that point. I'm going to be booking some more classes coming up, and what I like to do on weekends, especially Saturday, is do the 2-4. Earlier in the morning, we have a conversation class, and then we follow it up with a debate class, because I think that helps prepare you for the debate better. I think that's it. I don't have any classes scheduled yet. I might do one for tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. I'm just a little tired today. I didn't get any sleep last night. But I will be back here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday with some more classes. I'm back at work, so they'll be in the evening. Guys, thank you so much for coming. I know it was a little confrontational in this class, but you guys are getting better with debate. I want you to see that confrontational aspect.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day.